I got 800 on the SAT reading and writing section with only 3 days of practice. Here's how I did it. So let's go back to May of 2023. It was 3 days before the SAT, and I'd been doing a bit of procrastination. I had not practiced for the reading and writing section at all before this point. I'd looked at a past test, but that was for the original non-digital SAT, and I was basically going this as a complete beginner. So luckily I knew I actually had one way that I could just use this specific strategy in order to get an 800 guaranteed within 3 days. So I just implemented that strategy. The first thing I did is I just took a practice test and I looked at my score just to see what I need to do, what my weaknesses were, and what score I'd really just be starting off with as a base. The score I got was 710. 710, it was okay. It wasn't something super special, but it also wasn't a bad score. But my goal, it was the 800. So what I did is I went into every single question on the SAT, looked for what I did wrong, looked at all the mistakes I made, and even I looked at some of the questions I got correct, but I wasn't that confident in the answer. And I really just reviewed and saw why exactly all the questions had the specific answers they did. After doing that, that's right, I took my second practice test. See, this is, I think, a mistake that a lot of people make, which is instead of reviewing after taking the first practice test, is that they just go straight in, take all 4 practice tests in 1 or 2 days, and they just don't improve on their score or look at their mistakes. This is a really big mistake because there's only 4 tests that each person has. So you've got to make sure that you're rationing your tests out. Alright, so if you have actually taken all 4 practice tests already, don't worry, there's a solution for you. Just wait a bit and we'll get to that. But after taking the first practice test, what I did and what you should do as well is I did the review and then I took my second practice test using the lessons I had learned from the first practice test to ensure that I got a better score. And you know what? This actually worked. After the first test I got, which was 710, I improved my score 710 to 730. That's a pretty decent improvement, and if I continued on this path, I would be at a 770 by the end of all 4 tests. Alright, so, I did the exact same thing, looked at all my mistakes, looked at some of the questions I wasn't that confident in, and I was able to take my third SAT test, and guess what? I got a 760. That's already very, very good, and I was just a bit away from my goal of 800. So, right after this test, drill already, exact same process, look at the test, look at the mistakes, and then just take the 4th and final practice test. I was hoping for a score like 780 or maybe even 800 on the 4th practice test, but unfortunately this didn't really happen. I messed up on the test and I only got 750 on my 4th practice test, which was actually lower than my previous score. Luckily, and this is the solution that people who've taken all 4 practice tests already have been waiting for, I had another solution, and that was to go on to Khan Academy. So the previous year, in 2022, I'd taken a look at Khan Academy, just taking a look at some of their SAT questions, and they didn't really have anything for the digital SAT. But recently, they've added a new feature, which is basically prep for the DSAT on the actual Khan Academy website. So I'll put it up on the screen here. There's 3 modules. Each of them is from beginner to intermediate to advanced, has real SAT questions they designed in collaboration with the College Board, and they basically have something at the bottom called the course challenge, which is equivalent to another practice test. And the best thing is, these are not the same questions. Any 2 course challenges, they're not going to be the same. And while there might be 1 or 2 repetitions of questions between the course challenges, you'll be getting a new course challenge every time. Additionally, right after you make a mistake, one thing you can actually do is click hint, or you'll be able to see exactly why you made your mistake, exactly why the right answer is the right answer, and you can review in the middle of the test, which is really, really helpful for people who are trying to improve their score. So, you guessed it, that's what I did. I went onto Khan Academy, took the course challenge, did okay, I didn't get 100%. I reviewed all the things, and in the individual modules of all the things I did wrong, especially the grammar module, that one's pretty helpful. I would recommend you guys do it. And I took the course challenge again. I took the course challenge and did the exact same procedure enough times that I was able to get 100% on the course challenge 2 times in a row. After this, I knew I would be getting at least a 780 and hopefully an 800 on the SAT. You know, there's always a bit of luck and you can't always guarantee 800, but I was pretty confident in getting a good score. So I went to sleep early that night, woke up the next morning, reviewed a bit more grammar on the car ride, just a few basic rules to the SAT center, had a good breakfast, didn't drink any energy drinks or eat anything special. I just drank coffee, ate some fried eggs, everything I normally eat, and I ended up doing pretty good. 750 math, 800 English, 1550 total, and you know, that's the score I'm going to be submitting to universities. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was just a pretty quick guide to getting like a really easy, good score on the SAT English section in a short amount of time. I wouldn't actually recommend starting your SAT prep only 3 days before. That's a really big mistake, just because like it's really bad. I was actually spending 3 hours a day for those 3 days, and if you're busy, that's like something a lot of people can't do. So I recommend starting but using the exact same procedure I used around 2 months before the actual SAT. If you're starting watching this video within 3 or 2 days, you know, hopefully you guys have good luck with your SAT, but I would definitely recommend starting the procedure a bit earlier. Apart from that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below. Well, I'll be answering questions for like the next 2 months on this video, and if you liked, if you dislike, and tell us why in the comments, and hope you guys subscribe to the channel, and we'll be posting videos just like this for the foreseeable future. Alright, bye guys.